As your electric cooperative, we believe in working together to bring safe, reliable, and affordable power to our members. Our commitment to the community motivates us to continuously look for clean and innovative methods that ensure a balanced approach toward energy production and generation. We've heard from our members about your interest in solar-generated power, and your input was loud and clear. We believe that the most affordable and efficient way to deliver renewable power to our members is through community solar. By grouping solar panels, costs are shared and power output is maximized. Unlike rooftop solar, members don't have to worry about maintenance, shading, liability, or unsightly repercussions to your home. Community solar is more affordable and is available to everyone. We're excited to introduce OurSolar, your co-op community solar program, coming soon to Lorain-Medina Rural Electric Cooperative. As a cooperative member, you have the power to take control over a portion of your energy supply. For just a few dollars per month, you can be a part of OurSolar. Your monthly bill will reflect the amount of energy produced by your solar panels. Having the choice to participate in OurSolar is a benefit of being a cooperative member.
Welcome to our new solar array. Through our solar program, we now have 228 panels of solar output for our members to purchase.
That was our president, John Eaton, showing you a video of our solar array behind the headquarters at Lorain-Medina Rural Electric. 228 panels, and they started actually producing power on July 6th. There are 23 of these facilities at 23 different cooperatives. 23 of the 24 Ohio cooperatives are participating in it. The total capacity is 2.1 megawatts, which is a small part of our total generation, which is in excess of 1,700 megawatts, but it's a beginning. Each project ranges somewhere between 25 to 150 plus kW, and the project at LMRE is 75 kW. And a cooperative can have more than one, but we started with one, and we'll see how the interest goes with the membership. The 228 panels, the average capacity or production is 410 kilowatt hours per panel per year. Okay, or in other words, about 34 kilowatt hours a month per panel. What we are promoting or selling is subscriptions to the output. We're not selling the panels, but we're selling the electric output from the panels. And you can subscribe for either 1, 5, 10, 15, or 20 years. And you can choose to subscribe through 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 panels. We've limited to 5 panels because we're trying to see what broad support and interest is for this community solar project. Why would members be interested in community solar? Well, we know for the last few years that more of our members have expressed an interest. The cost of solar equipment is falling, but they're still very substantial. And outside of cost, there are some significant issues that homeowners or businesses, farmers would have to address in installing their own equipment. For example, one basic question is the roof pointed in the correct direction? Or is there shading, trees in the way? Another issue is what if you don't own the home or you are thinking of selling your home? Insurance liability is an issue. When you are generating electricity, even with standby generators, they have to be properly hooked up so that we don't have backfeed into our electric system and cause a problem for our linemen. Aesthetics, how does it look? Another issue is how old is the roof? Obviously, if you've got a 20-year-old roof, you might not want to put a set of panels on your roof. There's also an upfront cost, although sometimes you can get leasing arrangements, but there's also tax implications. You have to have enough of an income in order to take advantage of the tax credit. There's also maintenance costs. Now, we do have enough rainwater and snow to help keep the panels clean, but they do have to be serviced periodically. So if they get dusty, like if you live on a dusty road, they have to be washed off periodically. So that's all taken care of, as well as the insurance. So this leads to the community solar concept, is rather than each homeowner putting a set of panels on their own build roof, either the house or barn, what we're doing is we have basically a community or cooperative project. So we got 228 panels all put together in one location. These are behind our office building, actually way behind our building. And they are situated so that they get the maximum exposure to the sun. Some of the advantages of this project is economy of scale. The construction cost per panel is about half of what it would be doing in a rooftop installation. It's optimized, in other words, there's no shade, there's expert design and installation, and it's available to all members on a first-come, first-served basis. And there's also professional operation and maintenance. We have a service company that comes out and checks them periodically. Another reason that they're important, it gives us a little more diversity in our power supply. We do have some wind power out of Iowa that we're purchasing, and that contract's coming to an end in a few years. It turned out not to be as good a deal as we thought it would be. We believe in power diversity. One of the concerns, and if you follow some of the things that I've written, is I'm not a believer in putting all of our eggs into one fuel basket. So how does this work? This is a sample bill. Now, if you recall, we have a time of day rate that changes from the summer to winter. I'll go through the summer one first. The summer time of day schedules from May 23rd to September 22nd, and is mostly the daytime hours, 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday. In this particular case, you can see that the member used a total of 1,187 kilowatt hours in the month. They have a subscription to 5 panels, and in this particular case, the panels, 5 panels generated 160 kilowatt hours in that month. One of the things I want to point out to you is that the solar radiation that hits these panels is not constant through the year. You can see here on this page that the energy, kilowatt hours produced, it varies from 21 kilowatt hours per panel in January to upwards of 47 kilowatt hours potentially in July. All right? So what we're just showing here is an example of 160 kilowatt hours, and we're going to show how that would work with the winter and summer rate. So you can see that it averages, in this particular case, 417 kilowatt hours. This report is produced by a website calculator by the National Renewable Energy Laboratories, which is one of the agencies under the Department of Energy. This one was produced for us by our statewide, so they use kind of the center of the state, Mansfield, Ohio. So this would vary by where you are in the state and the time of year. So anyway, in this example, 160 kilowatt hours, that works out to about 32 kilowatt hours per panel. And then your bill is the same until you get down to what's called the purchase power section. Now, your total usage of the 1187 is broken down between the 297 kilowatt hours that are on peak and 890 that are off peak, and that's the cost there. And then in this particular case, the member also has a water heater switch. You get a $1.50 credit. Now, because they're in this OurSolar program, they have 160 kilowatt hours that they're buying at 10 cents a kilowatt hour. Now, that price is 10 cents is fixed during whatever term of the agreement you take. Then what we do is we know from the production records how many of those kilowatt hours were produced on peak or off peak, and the appropriate credit is calculated. So you'll see in this case you pay $16 for the 160 kilowatt hours from OurSolar. Then there's a $4.90 and a $7.47 credit. So your net cost increase is $3.63 for participating in the program, or a little over almost 73 cents additional per panel. So you get to participate in the solar program and get the output, you pay for it, and you buy it at the higher rate, and then we offset it from our normal wholesale power charges. So if we go to the winter slide, we'll go through that example. Now we're going to use the same 160 kilowatt hours here, and the difference is now the on-peak hours are from 6 to 9 in the morning, and then from 5 to 10 p.m. in the evening. So you have this same calculation down to here, and then you got the 160 kilowatt hours at 10 cents for $16, and then you have the two credits. The on-peak credit is $1.96, and the off-peak credit is $9.51. So in the wintertime, there's more kilowatt hours produced by the panels during what we consider off-peak hours. So in that case, the additional cost for your 5-panel subscription in this example is $4.53 for the month, or about 91 cents a panel. So some of the frequently asked questions. Who can purchase output from the panels? Is only co-op members. The cost is less than 2 months per panel, and you can see in our example it's obviously less than $1, but the generic information is $2. The number of panels you can subscribe to is a limit of 5, and the term of the agreement is 1, 5, 10, 15, or 20 years. So, you know, if you go out longer in the agreement, let's say 15 years is what you're basically, one way of looking at it is that you're betting that wholesale power costs will be increasing more than the 10 cents that the panels are charging you for. Now, some of the questions of what happens if you move. Well, if you move to another service on the LMRE's lines, it just goes with you, okay? You can transfer your agreement to another member. There's no charge for that. You'll see at the end of the agreement in a moment, there's a transfer or assignment sheet. If you sell your home or rent it, you can include it in that, or you can turn it back to the cooperative, okay, if you're moving in that situation. Also, if there's a death, since all of our memberships are joint, if there's a surviving spouse, the agreement goes to the spouse. And if there's no survivor, then it goes to the estate, and then the estate can either transfer it to another member, another property owner that comes onto the property when it's sold, or can return it to the co-op. Now, for some other reason, you know, after the 3-day period, sign-up period, if after signing the agreement, you decide you don't want it, you don't want to transfer it to anybody, there's a $50 administrative fee per panel. So obviously what we're hoping you do is transfer it to somebody else. Terms of information on production, if you're curious what is generating for electricity, there's you can go to LMRE.org, and you can access our solar webpage. There's 2 spots. Up here it's a tab that says renewable energy, and down here it says it's a big OurSolar button, so it's hard to miss. You press one of those buttons and you go to the next page. You get the production, actually get OurSolar, and then you would select the button that says production. And then this will give you how much electricity it is generated. And this particular example is from July 6th through 13th, and the project had generated a total of 1,657 kilowatt hours. So that's all 228 panels. And then down here at the bottom of that gives you, what the equivalent savings is in other types of energy forms. The production page, you've got some choices. There's a pull-down menu. You can find out what the production was the last hour, past 24 hours, past 7 days. So for example, if you had a day that was really cloudy and you were curious, well, what did it produce on a cloudy day versus a sunny day like today, you'd be able to go check that out. Past 7 days, past 30 days, past 12 months. and the total from the commissioning, July 6th. So how do you sign up? There's an agreement. There's a right to cancel within 3 business days. You can sign up here today. You can come into the office and sign up during regular business hours, 8 to 5. And you can talk to one of our energy service advisors so they can go over that with you.